Holly, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
You in Sanford, Florida, huh?
I'm in Tampa, yes.
Go ahead, George. Tell me what you said to Sanford folks.
Well, first of all, I just want to give, and Michael and I want to say what a great job the people of Sanford did in not letting this story just be swept under the rug.
Or turn violent or any of that stuff.
Yeah.
That's right. I actually have a young son. He's looks like Trayvon, and he's 13, and I took him to the rally in Sanford because it's a shame, but we had to fight just for justice. And otherwise, we wouldn't have known who Trayvon was, right? It would have been swept under the rug.
That's right.
So I'm very, very happy that he's got second-degree murder charge instead of manslaughter.
Absolutely.
And that's all we wanted. We just wanted an arrest, right?
That's it. And we were peaceful, and we did it, and I'm so glad I had my kids involved because you have to fight for what's right. And you can't kill our sons anymore.
Create those young activists by bringing them out to the rallies, too.
It's so important for the kids to see that. You know, some of the troubles that my wife and I have had, we've done, and we stood up because we need our children to see that that's what you have to do. You have to stand up.
Yes.
Thank you, Holly.
I'm very happy. Thank you.
No, thank you. I appreciate it. Danny, how you doing out of San Antonio, Texas?
I'm fine. How are you?
Good. You must be listening to us on TuneIn Radio or the internet or something.
I am.
What's going on?
Trying to keep posted. I just wanted to point out that at this point there's a lot of clamoring for a conviction, and unfortunately, I think that Ms. Fulton's comment was taken out of context. I don't believe that she thinks that this was just, a scuffle in the dark.
It was taken out of context.
I think that she's very well aware of the facts surrounding the case. But what I wanted to point out was that a lot of citizens, especially those within the black community, need to turn their attention to the revision of this law.
Absolutely.
That's right.
That left their son, this young man, so vulnerable.
Amongst other things, but certainly this law, and understand that this woman is exhausted.
Yeah.
Okay, yes, she's exhausted. She hasn't had a chance to grieve yet, and I'm certain that the attorneys are going to make sure that after today that she is resting and has time to grieve for her child along with the father and stop doing the interviews because it's unfortunate things can be used against them. Go ahead, George.
Yeah, the caller is right, though. This law is in so many states that it needs to be revised and even repealed and make sure that people are not just walking around thinking that they have the right to shoot and gun someone down. So this law is very dangerous.
Diane calling from New Orleans. How you doing, Diane?
I'm fantastic. How are you?
Good. What's on your mind?
I would just like to thank you so much for being so persistent and not giving up, for keeping our hope alive for this young man. I can feel it because my son was murdered also.
I believed in this. I did for all of us, not just myself.
Every day.
Every day.
You did not give up, and I want to thank you so much. And I think that the mother's comment was taken out of context because she is just so out of it right now. I know because I have walked in those shoes.
But, they intentionally put on the headline, mother says it was an accident. And instead of saying this is a mother's interview about the case, they used that as a tagline. When she clearly said afterwards, she said, look, I'm not happy about this. She didn't say the man didn't do it or he was innocent. She was saying he probably didn't wake up that morning thinking he was going to kill her child.
And he probably didn't.
Of course
he
didn't.
That's not the issue, and that's not what we tried, hopefully, whether he intended. Obviously, he didn't, or it would be first-degree murder.
Exactly. But I'm with you, Diane. I think everybody needs to back up off of Sybrina, and not that they're attacking her, but you all got to understand this woman has been under a tremendous amount of pressure. She's speaking as a Christian too, George.
Absolutely.
And I have a lot of respect for that. She's saying, look, she's trying to forgive him with what she's trying to do. In her heart, she is, George. That's what she's been saying. It's not a race thing. It's about justice and right and wrong. She's a good woman. She's trying to do the right thing.
In her own best interest, I hope her and her family takes the time just to grieve for her son and step away from the microphones and the press conference and interviews for a while.
Absolutely. Sierra's calling from Kansas City. How you doing, Sierra?
I'm good, and you?
Wonderful. Say hello to George.
Hi, George.
What's up, Sierra?
This has been something else, hasn't it, Sierra?
It absolutely has. The reason that I actually was calling in was not only for this situation, but there was a situation that was going locally where we are with a 16-year-old girl that got into it with a boy on Facebook, and her post is still on there where she posted everything, and you can read the whole argument. Well, he seen her at a liquor store and killed her.
See?
And, it's just like, when is it going to stop? It has to stop. Sometimes somewhere it's got to stop.
Well, as long as we keep fighting, because look, we're not going to have any shortages of causes to fight for. Let me tell you.
That's for sure.
There's going to be something every day and every week, and that's why I wanted to start this new feature called State of Emergency on Wednesday. Unfortunately, but it is what it is. So we just have to stay in a fighting mode and an activist mode. Michonne, how you doing out of Chi-Town?
I'm doing great. Thank you for taking my call. I called to say that I'm really happy to see that George Zimmerman was arrested. I followed the case from the beginning when it first hit Facebook. I was overwhelmed with the tragedy of Sybrina losing her son, and I feel a little bit better about at least him being arrested and charges being brought, especially second-degree murder.
I mean, that's all we wanted. I mean, everybody's, I did an interview today, Michonne and George, and on the Daily Buzz. It's a nationally syndicated show. And the woman who was interviewing me said, so is this going to quell the hostility in the black community?
Wow.
And I said, first of all, there's no hostility in the black community. We're outraged that this man hasn't been arrested. We're not out there. It's almost as if we're out there burning and looting or something,
Are y'all going to calm down now? Are y'all cool now? He's been arrested.
Right.
You're absolutely right. They're trying to make it into something that we never even took it to.
No.
I have 3 sons, and I've always feared for my son's safety, especially living on the south side of Chicago. My oldest son looks so much like Trayvon. It's ridiculous.
We're getting a lot of that.
I have a 17-year-old, and I struggle with, being sure they come home every day. And my heart was broken when I read the story. I began to ask people to sign a petition, and I was just really very plugged in.
Hey, Michonne, is that law in Illinois? I was looking at the map.
No, Stand Your Ground is not in Illinois.
Okay, it's not in Illinois yet.
No.
It's not in Illinois, but it's in Indiana. I will say that I'm CPD, and I can say that even though I'm CPD, I'm still concerned about my sons.
I know that's right.
Of course.
My sons have been stopped and thrown up against the wall for nothing.
See, that's what everybody, look, white people. Look, tell your white friends if they're not listening. This is why it's so personal. So many of us have had a first-hand experience with this, man. It's been so close.
You have a police officer saying that she fears for her own children because she understands the reality of that being able to happen on any given day.
It's not just about race. It's about right and wrong. Brenda, what's going on out of Toledo, Ohio?
Hi, Michael. How are you?
Wonderful. How are you?
Awesome. I am so happy that Zimmerman has been arrested and will be charged in second degree for the murder of Trayvon
Martin. That's all we wanted. That's all we wanted, Brenda. That's all we wanted.
And so we have that. But I also want to take this time, Michael. We're happy about that. I also wanted to take this time to thank you for the work that you've done, not only with this issue, but with all of the things you've done in the past. Thank you so much for the passion and the commitment that you have to our community.
Hey, Brenda, that means more to me than you'll ever know, because when I'm cracking the whip on my staff and they're mad at me and we're all hot in the studio because we have all this work we have to do to stay abreast of this, I'm committed to it because you know what? Not only do I know it's the right thing to do, and you said this, George, I'm doing what I'm supposed to do.
That's right.
But I see so many other people not doing it, Brenda, and it's outrageous to me that I have to be sometimes the only voice when other people should be speaking out with the same passion for the same amount of time. So thank you so much. That means so much to me.
Thank you, Michael. And you have shown and proven to us where your heart is at.
Thank you so much. Thank you for that, Brenda. That's big. Leslie out of Greenville, how you doing?
I'm fine. How are you?
Everything is everything. Talk to me.
Yes, as far as the George Zimmerman arrest, I'm happy that there was an arrest made, but we are still talking about Florida, so I am kind of skeptical as to if the charges will stick.
Don't be. Let me just say this. Don't be. Because I'm going to tell you, I wouldn't want that prosecutor on me. Be honest with you. And she is really, this woman has a reputation for being tough. Remember, she's on the side of the victim, and she is a really good attorney. I want to give her the benefit of the doubt in this because I didn't know whether or not he would be charged either. I got to be honest with you. So until they demonstrate to me otherwise, I'm going to try to remain cautiously optimistic and say that they're going to try this man. Now, the question is, George, whether or not the judge is going to let the stand your ground law stand as a defense. Right. That's the real question we got to find out, Leslie. Because remember, he's got to go in front of a judge first to see whether or not he's going to be able to apply that law. This is a long process coming up.
It is. And also, if you don't mind, There was also another case in Florida involving a African-American young man and a Hispanic young man. I can't remember the program I was watching.
Oh, they came up missing.
Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
I saw that. Tyler Perry actually talked to me about
officer.
that. Yep, Tyler Perry brought that to me during the time we were hosting the president's. He was hosting the president's dinner. You know, that is so interesting you would bring that up because I saw that on the news too, and Tyler mentioned it to me. I was like, wow, this is the story Tyler was talking about. Yeah, that's going to come out.
I watched it, and I was very intrigued by it, and I was, just curious as to why the officer, 2 incidences with the same officer, why he hadn't been charged.
Well, he is being investigated,
though. I know he
though.
lost his job, but these 2 men are still missing.
They're still investigating him.
He was the last person to have contact with him.
They are investigating him. That's the good thing about it, is that they're investigating him. So let's hope something comes out of it.
That is the good thing about it, but it shouldn't take years.
No, hey, Leslie. How's your day going?
Pretty good.
Yeah, good. You sound good. Thanks for calling to the show. I hope you enjoy the show.
Thank you.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. New Jersey is in the house. What's going on, Hope?
Joyzy.
We are in the house. Michael, I just want to say, last night you posted something around 12 o'clock, and I should have been in bed. But, yes. and every hour on the hour, there's new things coming up on the media, new things being said. And I just wanted to say, after Angela Corey made that announcement, I was so pleased with that. And then, of course, we're getting all the backslack about, Sybrina making that statement this morning. I was watching the Today Show this morning. And from my point of view, is this woman is so strong. She's not saying that, oh, it's an accident, let's do manslaughter. She's saying that because of his foolish actions, it was an approach that went bad, and he should be held accountable for that, whether it was an accident or not. It's not saying, oh, I forgive him for doing this.
Or he's not wrong. She's not saying any of that.
Exactly. It's saying, you know what? It went wrong. It went bad.
Can I add something? I want to add this. I think that Sybrina is being a good Christian woman. I said this before.
Yes.
Yeah. She's being a woman and being compassionate. Now her daddy ain't gonna say that, George.
Well, oh no.
Okay, daddy ain't gonna say that.
Daddy is being as tactful as he can because we don't need any bad scrutiny coming from them.
Exactly.
And I am just so happy. I was in Philadelphia on his 1-month anniversary at Love Park, and it was just the air. It was just so surreal.
We got to keep that going.
And I'm so glad. 45 days strong of this, and she's just merely saying, "Look, I just want justice for my son." How many cases do you know that a fight broke out? They didn't mean to get shot, but they got shot. You can't kill people.
You can't kill people and go home. And I'm just going to say this in Sybrina's defense. She's trying to forgive that man in her heart.
And you know
that?
what?
She's trying to forgive him.
You're right. I am a Christian, Michael and George, and did Jesus forgive those that crucified him? He did.
Yes,
she's
he
trying.
did.
She's trying, George. That's what Sybrina's doing.
And she's tired and she's emotionally spent.
She's spent. Yes. Hey, man, give her a break, ladies and gentlemen. Not only that, she's been out here fighting every single day, and it's time for her to go home and grieve for her child.